The movie begins with Malorie Hayes navigating a small riverboat, blindfolded, with two young children, a boy and a girl. She speaks firmly, reminding the children not to remove their blindfolds under any circumstance. The river is calm but filled with unseen dangers, as the group must avoid looking at mysterious entities that drive people to madness and suicide. Malorie's voice is steady but filled with tension as she carefully guides the children through the dangerous waters. The children, fearful and confused, cling to Malorie as they move forward. Malorie has clearly taken on the role of protector and guide, teaching the children the rules of survival in this new, terrifying world. The blindfolds are their only defense, preventing them from seeing the creatures that have caused the collapse of society. This is a quiet scene, but heavy with suspense, immediately setting the tone of isolation and danger. As they move along the river, flashbacks briefly hint at the events that led to this moment. The past tragedy that Malorie experienced is left mostly unknown, but the emotional weight is clear. 5 years earlier, Malorie and her sister Jessica set out on what seemed like a normal day. Malorie, who is pregnant, and her sister Jessica travel to the hospital for Malorie's checkup. Suddenly, the world begins to unravel as reports of strange and terrifying events start to flood in. People are acting violently, committing suicide, or going mad after seeing mysterious unseen forces. While driving, Malorie and Jessica witness a woman frantically smashing her head against a glass window. The atmosphere becomes tense and chaotic. Jessica looks outside the car and sees something disturbing. Overwhelmed by fear and panic, Jessica loses control of the vehicle. The car crashes, and in the confusion, Jessica stumbles out onto the road and is tragically hit by an oncoming truck. This traumatic event marks a turning point for Malorie. Not only has she lost her sister, but she's now forced to face the terrifying new reality alone. Jessica's death highlights the deadly power of the unseen entities and the havoc they wreak on people's minds. This emotionally raw moment drives home the severity of the outbreak, showing how quickly normal life has shattered. Malorie's survival instincts kick in immediately, setting the stage for her desperate journey. The trauma lingers as the film transitions into her fight to find safety and protect those she cares about. A kind woman, Lydia, spots her and with her gruff husband Douglas, urges Malorie into their home for safety. Inside, the couple reveals the danger. Looking at the creatures causes madness and suicide. Lydia is calm yet burdened, offering comfort, while Douglas, wary, insists on barricading the house. Windows are covered, doors locked, and blindfolds become their shield. The group, Douglas, Greg, Charlie, and others, seals every opening, boards up windows, and commits to never looking outside without blindfolds. The air is thick with fear, but Malorie, still reeling, finds a fragile refuge. Tom's calm leadership steadies her, and the survivors share a tense understanding. Survival demands vigilance. Malorie's determination hardens. She must live, for herself and her unborn child. This marks her first step into a makeshift community, bound by fear and the need to stay blind. The burning car's glow fades, but the threat beyond the walls looms, setting the stage for a grueling fight to endure. The survivors have developed a strict rule: no one may remove their blindfolds. The blindfolds are their only protection against the deadly force that causes madness and suicide in anyone who looks at it. This rule, though difficult, keeps the group alive, but tension and fear simmer beneath the surface. As they adapt to this dangerous new reality, the survivors attempt to establish some semblance of normal life. They share stories, plan for the future, and ration supplies, but the ever-present threat weighs heavily on their minds. Everyone struggles with fear and paranoia, unsure of how long they can last, or if help will ever come. Malorie, quiet and cautious, slowly grows into a leadership role. She listens carefully and supports the group, determined to survive. Despite the danger, a fragile sense of community forms, a beacon of hope amid chaos. The house becomes a temporary sanctuary where bonds are tested, sacrifices are made, and the survivors learn that survival means not just staying blindfolded, but staying strong together. A knock at the door jolts the survivors in their barricaded house. Olympia, a heavily pregnant, soft-spoken woman, pleads for refuge, her eyes wide with fear. Wary, Douglas protests, but Tom and Malorie argue for compassion, and the group lets her in. Olympia's arrival brings a spark of hope, her baby a symbol of life amid chaos. Days pass, and the survivors rally to support her, sharing scarce food and comfort. Malorie, also pregnant, feels a quiet bond, watching over Olympia with care. The house hums with purpose, a fragile return to humanity. But the unseen entities lurk, their deadly presence ever close. As Olympia and Malorie go into labor, the group helps, blindfolds on, in a dim room. Both give birth, Malorie to a boy, Olympia to a girl. Joy flickering briefly, then chaos erupts. Gary, revealed as unhinged, removes drawings and opens curtains, exposing the entity. Olympia, glancing out, falls into a trance, her face serene yet eerie. Ignoring pleas, she leaps through an upstairs window to her death, a haunting loss. The group reels Greg had died earlier, attempting to view the entity via camera. Olympia doesn't entrust her baby to Malorie directly, but Malorie, driven by instinct, takes both newborns under her wing. The tragedy cements her role as protector, her heart hardening against the cruel world. The entity's power and the cost of vulnerability hit hard, shattering the group's fragile hope. Malorie cradles the infants, her resolve deepening, ready for the uncertain road ahead. With supplies running low, Malorie volunteers for a dangerous mission to a nearby grocery store. She joins Tom, Felix, Cheryl, and Lucy, not Charlie, who stays behind. Blindfolds on, they drive a car with blacked-out windows, guided by a GPS and proximity sensors, feeling every bump and sound. The unseen entities loom, a glance away from death. They reach the store, its windows taped, and enter cautiously, feeling for food, water, and essentials in eerie silence. The air shifts when a man deranged from exposure to the entity speaks from the shadows. He pleads with a twisted fervor, claiming the creatures are beautiful, urging them to look. His voice wavers between awe and madness, chilling the group. Tom tries to reason, but the man grows agitated, lunging closer. No sacrifice happens here. Charlie's heroism comes later. They escape with vital supplies piling into the car, the engine roaring as they flee. Back at the house, the haul, food, seeds, and tools, offers relief, but the encounter underscores the danger of every step. The deranged man's words linger, a reminder of the entity's power to corrupt. Malorie's resolve strengthens. She knows survival demands caution and sacrifice. The loss of normalcy weighs heavy, but the supplies buy time. The scene fades as the group unloads, the threat outside ever present, pushing Malorie to protect her fragile new family. This tense episode emphasizes how fear and desperation can lead to division and betrayal. It also strengthens Malorie's resolve to protect the children and the community she has come to rely on. Gary's deception marks a dark turning point, deepening the peril they all face. 5 years have passed since the outbreak, and Malorie now cares for 2 children, boy and girl, whom she has raised in isolation. The small family prepares to leave their hiding place after receiving a radio message from a survivor named Rick. He tells them about a safe community accessible by boat, giving Malorie hope for a future beyond constant fear. As they prepare for their journey, Malorie, blindfolded, guides the children through strict safety rules, emphasizing that they must never remove their blindfolds. The trip will be perilous, but the promise of safety is worth the risk. However, danger strikes quickly. A group of unblindfolded survivors, hostile and desperate, ambushes them. These attackers have given in to madness and violence after being exposed to the entity. During the chaos, Tom, Malorie's trusted friend and protector, acts as a shield for Malorie and the children. In a selfless and heroic act, Tom removes his blindfold to confront the attackers directly. Despite knowing the fatal risk, he chooses to sacrifice himself to give Malorie and the children time to escape. Tom's death is heartbreaking but powerful, showing the deep bonds formed in this fractured world. This highlights the themes of sacrifice and protection. Tom's courage allows Malorie to continue her mission to keep the children safe, setting the stage for the journey downriver to the sanctuary. Malorie, blindfolded and determined, sets off down the river with the 2 children in a small boat, guided only by her voice and instincts. The journey is tense and dangerous, as the river winds through thick forests and unpredictable terrain. The trio must navigate without ever removing their blindfolds, knowing that one glance at the unseen entities would mean certain death. The river presents natural dangers, rapids, fallen trees, and wildlife. Malorie uses her sharp senses to steer safely, often pausing to listen for obstacles and dangers ahead. A man's voice calls from the shore, mad from the entity, begging them to look, claiming it's beautiful. Malorie shouts him down, rowing faster, fear spiking. The children trust Malorie's guidance, though their fear and uncertainty are palpable. Throughout the trip, Malorie teaches them survival skills and the importance of staying blindfolded. The silent river voyage is a test of endurance, patience, and courage. Malorie's protective instincts are in full force, and the weight of responsibility is heavy on her shoulders. Memories of past losses and the sacrifices of friends like Tom strengthen her resolve to reach safety. Along the way, they face moments of near disaster, but Malorie's careful navigation and steady leadership keep them moving forward. The journey symbolizes a passage from despair toward hope. As the river widens and the landscape changes, Malorie senses they are nearing the safe zone. The boat's slow, steady movement carries them toward a sanctuary, a school for the blind, offering the possibility of a new beginning in a hostile world. After a long and perilous journey down the river, Malorie and the 2 children, still blindfolded, approach their destination, a secluded school for the blind. Doors close, sealing out the threat. Inside, residents, blind and sighted alike, welcome them warmly, revealing a thriving community where blindness is strength, not a handicap. Malorie removes her blindfold, her eyes adjusting to the light, and sees smiling faces, children playing, and gardens blooming, a haven of life amid chaos. The children, hesitant, lift their blindfolds, embraced by this new world. Malorie, her journey from lone survivor to protective mother completed, names them, her son Tom, honoring her lost protector, and the girl, Olympia, for her fallen friend. A poignant claim of family. Birds flutter free, symbolizing release. The end glows with hope, emphasizing resilience, adaptation, and human connection. Despite the darkness outside, this sanctuary offers a new beginning, free from constant terror. The film closes on Malorie's relieved face, the children safe, hope enduring in a broken world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth recaps and reviews. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the hidden truths in every story.